Welcome. The current session focuses on Shakespearean pronunciation, and I hope and expect that by the end of this session, you would be able to understand the main features of Shakespearean pronunciation. Well, my dear students, Shakespearean pronunciation is not exactly like our pronunciation. Yes, it is not like our pronunciation, but in certain ways it is like our pronunciation. It is not exactly what our pronunciation is, but we can relate to it. In fact, Shakespeare represents the times when, the modern English was at the verge of starting. So, we can really relate to that. I would give you some examples of certain sounds that were a part of Shakespearean pronunciation and how these sounds were different from the sounds that we have nowadays in modern English. First of all, notice these two sounds. He pronounced A for E. In some words, just as Pope would say te for tea. So, instead of pronouncing T, he would pronounce it as te. Also, the falling together of like in heard. Notice this. Birth, this one. Hurt, this one. This was underway but not yet completed at that time. As I have already explained, Middle English, A sound was sometimes open, sometimes closed. E, and the two sounds were still distinct in Shakespearean times. A and E, we could differentiate within them respectively. Consequently, notice the word see. Not normally, now we call it see. This is how it is represented. At that time, it would be say. It would not be E sound as we have here. So, in the case of heap, same is the case, heap and keep, speak and seek, these words would not rhyme with E sound here in these words. Of course, this was different as it is now. Towards the close of the 15th century, there was an attempt that was made to distinguish between these sounds. The closer sound was often spelled with double E or IE. For example, this deep for this and IE for field. Deep or field, yield. Eep, notice the difference, yield. So this was the difference. Same goes, for the examples of see and clean, as we pronounce them now, by the way. But the practice was not consistently carried out through the times. Two sounds now identical, had a variation in spelling. This is just, in a way, a reminder for us how languages change over the times. I would also like you to notice the considerable difference in the pronunciation of words containing this sound. This regularly developed into oo sound, as in room, food, roof, root, and it retains this sound till today. So from ram to room, from fad to food, from raf to roof, this is the shift from Old English to Shakespearean times that has successfully survived through the times, and we still have that pronunciation. Well, my dear students, in some words, the vowel was shortened in the 15th century and was unrounded to the sound in blood and flood. Unrounded, not rounding it, rather unrounding it. Instead of being, rounded, it was flattened. So instead of blood, now it became blood. Instead of flood, it became flood. And actually these pronunciations are retained through the times till today. In still other words, however, it retained its length until about 1700, but was then shortened without being unrounded. giving us some sounds like good, stood. Again, from good, from stood, from book, from foot to good, foot, book, and stood. Well, my dear students, when we think of Shakespearean times, these were the times of much fluctuation in terms of pronunciation. Times were changing very quickly. Language was changing very speedily. Renaissance had its impact. It was bringing in a lot of learning. All this had a strong impact on the sounds. It had a strong impact on the Middle English vowels as well. Consequently, in poetry, for example, we find flood rhyming with blood. But the same word flood we would find in the literature of that time rhyming with mood and with good. Good. Which means flood, the same word, was pronounced in 3 different ways. Like flood, like flood here, flood here, flood here. Flood, flood, flood. All the 3 pronunciations were in use. In Dryden's times, my dear students, we have same rhyme, flood, mood, and good. The 3 developments of the sounds are continuing till today. Only in recent times, the processes of standardization have taken place, and the quality of vowels was, slightly different in terms of what we call, the accent. On the whole, however, I would say that if try to pronounce Shakespearean English, we would hardly have any difficulty in that. In Chaucer's times, it was different. In Middle English, vowels had undergone a lot of change, and those sounds are really difficult for a modern reader. Notice, for example, stone in Shakespeare. It was stone, for example, I would say in Chaucer. And this shift to stone, we Pakistanis call it stone. It is stone, own sound. And sometimes even the second part is stressed more. Stone, o sound or o sound. Either o or o, these 2 were the possible points of stress. Overall, what I would say is Shakespearean pronunciation is quite familiar to us, and it is very close to the modern pronunciation.